And good morning, everyone. We are live on Facebook.
Sorry about that. I was busy answering a message. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes the bandwidths take a little bit, but you know what? That's all good, and that's why we have each other to back each other up. Normally, I start the good morning, but Jen went ahead and started it, and that is good because somebody has to be the eyes and ears when someone's not paying attention, which would have been me this morning. Monday Mindset. Good morning, everyone. I am so excited about Monday Mindset. I don't know, something about the first day of the work week. It's not the first day of the week, but the first day of the work week. Just everything we got going, what's going on, what you got planned. Good morning, everyone. This is Naughty Boss, Lady Canna, AKA published author with
TwoSistas. Hey, everyone. My name is Janis, AKA Wellness Diva 5.0. So obviously Monday Mindset, and just want to give everybody a quick update on my, on my 75 hard. So I started this actually last Monday. So this technically is day number 8. And all last week up until Friday, I was doing a gallon, but I have to tell you, a gallon of water, which is 128 ounces, but I was doing 5 of these. So it ended up being 130 ounces. So excuse me, a little over a gallon. I have to tell you, my stomach, my back, and my kidneys were killing me. So that was a big sign. Now, I want to urge and caution everyone, before you do something like this, always check with your medical care health provider, your PA, whatever you need to do. That was a signal to my body that my body could not handle a gallon of water. So now, since Friday afternoon, I'm doing a revised version. This is my first water bottle of the day. Again, 26 ounces. Once I finish this, I'm going to fill it up again, but I have to space it out. And this is about 3 of these, which is what I am supposed to drink per my weight per day. So I'm spacing those out. I feel so much better. So I just want to throw that out there for anyone considering doing 75 hard.
That is true. That is so true, because not everyone's body built to do that. Now, I think we do find, and I think even the medical profession will also tell you, when you're younger, your organs, everything's working at a quicker pace. So you're you're burning calories quicker, and you're depleting and dispensing things out of your body much quicker than someone that reaches, into that middle-age group. So I don't want people to get discouraged from doing different challenges. The difference is, if you are in, say, an accountability group, a lot of people sometimes will say, well, if you can't do, verbatim exactly what it says, you can't be part of the challenge. Do not let that stop you, and don't let that intimidate you, because the bottom line is you do have to pay attention. There's a lot of things that start occurring in your mid-40s that you're going to see much different than your mid-20s. Same thing with your mid-50s to your mid-30s. I always do like a 15, maybe about a 15-year difference to 20-year difference. You're going to see these changes. And guess what? It's inevitable. It's how our body processes things. It's the aging process. So you have to adhere to the warning signs. And just like Jan, I struggled through getting to day 43 last time. I really did. The last 2 weeks were hell. I was in extreme pain with my stomach. Did not even associate that it was the water until I did a little bit more research, and then I contacted my doctor. So, he says, what do you do? You're in your 60s. What do you mean drinking a gallon of water a day? Your body it just can't absorb it. Your body is not, your organs are not working as fast. So you want to make sure, but I'm also going to say that there are some, not a lot, but there are a certain percentage of people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s that can. But the funnel of those people gets narrower and narrower because of just of physiology and the way our bodies are made up of. So you can don't get discouraged. If you're in an accountability group, you share what you want to share, but do not think that you can't do a revised version and still feel success and still feel like, wow, I'm doing it, and patting yourself on the back for a good job.
Exactly. And two other things that I want to talk about or mention, and I'm not one to bring up perhaps, and I'm going to say that I've never brought up controversial topics, but there are two things that I want to bring up, which sent me into a tizzy. I haven't had a lot of time, and I'm open, up, frank, honest to the T. Okay. I have not had a lot of time to research these two topics, but the first one I want to chat about is Fox 61, which is the Fox News channel in Connecticut. A couple days ago, when I saw this headline, I'm like, what the flippity flip?
I love the flippity flip. Now, and I just want to also let our viewers and audience know, I do not know what these two things are. We have not previously discussed them. So
Right.
you're going to get my take right on the fly.
Okay, so it says, just in. The study also found the vaccine was 100% effective against the variant first discovered in South Africa. The variant study involved just 800 participants. And then the small tagline underneath, Pfizer says its COVID-19 vaccine protection lasts at least 6 months.
Well, as I don't know whether we actually discussed this on air last time, but I did chat with actually Gary about this because I have been doing some research. I've been hearing more and more chatter about those that receive the vaccine will have to get a booster. So they're referring to a booster shot from all the information that I've researched so far. And the famous, infamous flip-flop flounder Fauci, flip-flop flounder Fauci. I kind of like that. It's a tongue tie, but that's okay because he's a flip-flopper. He is also actually chatted about those that got the vaccine will have to get a booster shot in 6 months. So that this particular, and he didn't specify which pharmaceutical company or which company actually he was referring to. He kind of said it generically as if all vaccines, which that's how I took it and all the information that I've read. So my question is, and I go back to that, and I also go back to, and I don't want to get a sidebar because I know you got your second point, is that while I so appreciate President Trump being really the forefronter of getting the vaccine available, ready in record time, and for those that really feel they need it, feel that they're in a certain category, your body, your choice. And that's what I love about our country. Your body, your choice. From my perspective, if a virus, and we've already proven this, the actual true data is coming out about this China virus. And the fact is, it has a little over 98% curable rate. So think about that. And from my perspective, if I know that there's a virus that's already statistically is now showing consistently that it has over a 98% curable rate, why would I get a vaccine for it? And again, my body, my choice, which might be different from other people. So those are things that you have to weigh into, and then you have to buy into, or you have to buy into the theory that this vaccine that you've just put your body through, and some people have not said it's been pleasant, now have to do it again to have a booster shot in 6 months. Well, what's going to happen in 6 months from now? Are they going to tell you that, oops, you got to have another booster shot? You have to think outside the box. Put politics and that nonsense aside. You have to, where's the data? So go ahead.
So, and again, I want to state that this is like my point of view. I'm very concerned about that. And I respect people that have gotten the shot, that have told me that they have gotten the shot, and that's their decision. And I fully support my family and friends who go out and get this vaccine. It's a personal decision. Now, my next topic is more, let's just say, political.
Okay.
Okay, I have to take my glasses off for this one. Now, this was actually just sent to me right before we came on air. And it's about our vice president,
Okay.
Kamala Harris. Oops. That was a little bit of a foobar. Okay. Again, I just got this. I can't verify its validity. But here it goes. I'm going to read it. Comment from Kamala regarding VA facilities. The United States government cannot continue to pay for every need of what has become a special class of citizen. Veterans are equal to us, not better than. Veterans Affairs coddles them. Excuse me. It creates a dependency upon us, which is not doing these former soldiers any good. They need to learn to live on their own 2 feet and be responsible adults. The easiest way to assist them on this journey is to cut them off. Within these next 4 years, we will be shuttering the VA, taking away soldier welfare. The money saved will go to better use in assisting refugee families. These poor folks seek asylum with us and need a boost, and it is our responsibility as a nation to provide it. So here's a message to the soldier boys. Get a job. Are you flippity flip kidding me?
Can I ask you a question? Where was this the source from? What's the
The
news
source was from somebody that we know very well that is a veteran and receives this from somebody high up. So
okay, so but what I'm asking is, you're reading a statement. Is it from a specific news article?
that doesn't say that. That's why and again, I want to fully disclose.
Okay.
I don't know if this is real. I don't know exactly where it came from. I don't know the source or the publication, newspaper, what have you. I don't know that information. I want to be very clear about that.
So what I'm going to do while we're chatting about that is I'm going to put Kamala, I never pronounce her name right, Kamala, whatever her name is, Harris, VA statement. So let's see what comes up.
Now, it does say on the bottom of this that it was fact checked, that this was and is real, shows more and more what we have today.
Okay, right. So what it's basically saying, so everything that pops up, but again, we know, at least specifically me, I know how much I love fact checkers, not fact check, especially where it's coming from liberal sources. So verify ABC. No, the vice president does not want to shut down VA facilities. But I'm not even sure that she's actually saying that in that statement. Kamala Harris misquoted in viral post. Fact check, no evidence that Kamala Harris told veterans to get a job. So again, it could be U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris and her husband delivered 2 baskets of cookies. Okay, now I don't care about the cookies. So I don't know. So so apparently it's from social media. And it's basically saying the quote argues that Biden administration will defund the Department of Veterans Affairs in favor of supporting refugee families and asylum seekers. So here's a message to the soldier boys, get a job, the post ends. A Facebook user posted the quote in false attribution on February 11th, and it made its way to the platforms to Twitter in recent days. So it goes on and on and on about that. And so they're saying that there's actually no evidence that Harris ever said that. However, whether she did or whether she didn't, or whether there's, we know just with even President Trump, how they will take a partial piece to it, kind of rechange it, revamp it, and come up with a whole new statement. That could have happened. See, I always like to, open my mind to, it goes both ways, that, there's dirty dealers on both sides of the deck.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. And again, if indeed she did say that, that's a huge problem. But we don't know specifically that she ever said that.
Correct. But the sad part about that is when you take in for factual things that we know for fact happened, that our National Guard was sleeping on cement, and yet refugees were getting put up at the Marriott and all these other different hotels, those are facts. So as much as, it sounds very drastic of what she's saying, I'm not surprised. Based on what's already occurred, that we already know that actually did occur, how VAs, how our National Guard are not regarded in the highest mindset as our previous administration. So that goes without saying, they've already proven by that. The other interesting point that I would like to bring out, and again, media is not going to stop doing their pandering. There have been so many recent shootings going on in our country, and I find it interesting that if it is initially thought that it was because everyone keeps bringing up race, race is brought up into everything. They're all about segregation, not about unification. If it happens to be, if the perpetrator or alleged perpetrator happens to be, they haven't even verified who the alleged perpetrator is, they automatically go into a Caucasian narrative. And then when they actually find out that the person is either Muslim or some other race, you don't hear anything about the story anymore. They'll change the narrative to about gun control. So there's a pattern here. And if people, again, put party aside and just kind of look at what is going on in our world is a big orchestration of a bunch of shista. And all this orchestrated pandering is I almost want to say it's like a play or a movie in action, and we don't know what the ending's going to be like. And that also attributes to this whole thing on vax and getting the booster, masked, double mask, triple mask, children can't play with other children unless they're vaxxed. I'm going to give a shout out to Governor DeSantis of Florida, who has already in no uncertain terms, has stated that there will not be any kind of vaccine passport going on in Florida. That's an invasion of privacy. And for those of you that are out there asking people whether they've been vaccinated or not, those that are non-vaccinated made a choice. Just like those that made the choice to get the vaccination, it's a choice. But it's also a medical choice. It's a medical procedure. Therefore, privacy comes into play. So when did we decide that we were going to coming down to that type of mindset where we can invade someone's privacy and blatantly ask them, are you getting it or not? And then having all these cheering parties if you decide to get it, and then kind of putting the thumbs down the people that have chosen not to. Let's get back to human kindness. Let that be the guide for Monday Mindset. Let's respect people's privacy, but let's also be open-minded to what is going on the big people way above the little people that live here on this earth that are really controlling what's going on. They're controlling what you're hearing. They're controlling the narrative. And so many people are concerned about if they do this vaccine passport going state to state, how will they handle that? People won't be able to travel. I look outside the box and I do not believe, and I could be wrong, but my opinion is they're never going to go to that length. It's too much work, too much groundwork, too much taxing on the states. Many states will not go. Some states will go along with it, but many states will not. And I think people have to be open to that. They're really trying to control your mindset in a negative way. They're trying to instill fear. Now what's happening? People are worried. How am I going to fly if they require that? How am I going to go from state to state? Geez, will they ever? So the whole point of them with this narrative, in my opinion, is to continue the fear mongering. And in some ways they win that way, even though they might not go to the extent of what they're professing they're going to do. They're professing it to get a reaction from you, to put fear into you, to get worry into your world. You've got to stop that. You've got to clear out your mindset and look at the bigger picture and stop getting, so much political or so much, this administration versus that administration. Look what they're doing right now and understand that part of the narrative is the fear factor. And what does fear create? We're following in the footsteps of Germany. Like, you have to look at the bigger picture, what's going on. And how do you do that? You do that with a really good mindset, and you surround yourself with people that lift you up, that add joy. You look at, if you want to be that person that's constantly looking at politics and statistics and, the virus and what they're doing and what they're not doing, and the vaccine and what they're doing and what they're not doing, you have to look at it from kind of like take a step back and look at all views and understand that there's a narrative going on here. There's a hidden agenda. And do you realize and ask yourself, what are they really up to? And when you remove yourself from the fear of what they're trying to fear you about, you look things at a different light.
True. And which brings up an amazing podcast I listened, I think it was yesterday. It was from Dan Bongino. It was an episode that was played on April 1st. You have to, if you ever listen to anything, a podcast, try someone new, listen to Dan Bongino, this specific podcast that was broadcast on April 1st, this past Thursday. And just briefly, there was an interview, and I want to say it was from 30 to 40 years ago, with a defected KGB agent, which actually took place. So he plays snippets of it to what this KGB agent is saying compared as to what is happening today. And all I will say, so that we can move forward with our next topic, is history repeats itself. Go watch it, listen to it.
Bravo. And that is so true. History repeats itself. Remember that. And when we say history repeats itself, it doesn't necessarily have to be our history. Someone else's history, some other country's history could repeat itself in our country. And that's all I'm going to say.
Right. So moving right along, and we got started. Wow. We covered a lot of topic in a short amount of time. Mindset is kind of, it's almost like putting sometimes a recipe together, right? If you don't have the right ingredients, it's just gonna flippity flop. So what I want to share about that is, now this could have ruined my morning, but it did not. My, my heart rate monitor, as I realized as I'm doing my kickboxing workout this morning, was not operating properly. And initially it was like, oh man, I'm working hard here. Like even though I can't kick the bag, like I was just all in, kicking the air, doing my punches. And then I thought, wait a minute, I am going to practice what I preach and kind of take a step back for a moment. I am here working out at 5 a.m. So what that my heart rate monitor isn't working properly? I am kicking it. I am punching it with some amazing people, and let's move forward. So I wanted to share that because really it could have derailed my thought process for the morning. So have you ever experienced something like that where you expect your morning to go one way, but one little thing happened, and the thought did enter my mind. I almost let it derail it, but it did not. Boom.
That's awesome. And it is so true that when you think of organization, when you think of mindset, like using the parallel of a recipe is so true, because when you look at mindset, it just doesn't happen. You have to work at it, guys. And just like you, we have to motivate ourselves. We have to surround ourselves with maybe motivation. Maybe it happens to be yoga. Maybe it's stretching. Maybe it's listening to a podcast, listening to the good vibe music, something that really just kind of relaxes us. We are a work in progress, but guess what? You are a work in progress. So mindset which is paramount to anything that you do, just doesn't occur. You got to plan on it. You got to make sure you have all the right ingredients. And everyone's ingredients. How many times do you look at somebody who makes chocolate chip cookies? Of course, I'm going to use that as a comparison. And some people have like the exact same recipe, but a lot of people also use different things. And why is that? Well, maybe somebody likes a little bit more vanilla flavor in it. Maybe like somebody likes nuts. Maybe some people like to use a sugar substitute. Maybe people are more conscious and, their cholesterol, and they're not using eggs. There are eggless chocolate chip cookies. So the point being, recognize what empowers you, recognize what makes you feel good. Just like the radio station, like, what your jam may get you really going, and it might be different from my jam or Jan's jam. Okay, so that's the point, is we're all individual, but we all have to work on our mindset, and our mindset recipe may be different, and that's okay, that's good. But knowing that you may have to change the recipe from time to time because something derails it. Maybe that station that you like to play is not popping on. You can't find that favorite song. Maybe you're really trying to meditate and try to get into that good groove and good vibe, and your kids are popping in and out, or the wife or the hubs or whoever, the alerts on your phone. So you have to know how to manage and how to pivot your mindset on a dime. And that's what Monday Mindset is all about, is building up to getting you on that really good forward motion on Monday that's going to carry you throughout the week, right?
Absolutely. Recipes are specific. Well, let's use recipes again, baking versus cooking, because I technically am a better baker than I am at cooking, although I'm improving in the cooking arena. Baking is a very specific science. So I always think of that when I get derailed. So you need a half a teaspoon of this. It can't be a whole teaspoon. Although with sugar, when I'm doing a recipe, I do drastically cut the sugar down.
Amen.
Right. So why not kind of put that toward your mindset? Well, my heart rate monitor is not working properly. So does that mean that I'm going to not work out as intensely? Heck no, I still did. The point being that we all make choices, and sometimes things will flip on a dime. So why not make it, instead of flipping, you flip it? And speaking of flipping, which brings me to pancakes, by the way. Our
oldest conversation goes. I love it.
Our oldest sister, Claudine, I was talking to her yesterday, and by the way, she makes terrible pancakes. I always tease her about that. And she said something about making pancakes, and I'm thinking to myself, oh Lordy, please let it be somebody else making the pancakes. She mentioned that Cody was making the pancakes. So hopefully, and I'm sure that Cody know the code. So that has nothing to do about nothing, but
that was our segment about nothing to do about nothing. That is so cool. Well, it is Monday. It is the first day of your week, in the sense of work week, getting it on, school week, whatever. We know that the first day was Sunday, which was Easter. We hope everyone had a blessed Easter Sunday, however you celebrate. And the cool thing about Easter, and a lot of people always from a Christian perspective, think Christmas is the most important holiday, which actually it is not. It is Easter. He is risen. For Christians around the world, it is the holiest day of our Christian faith. So we hope that however you celebrated it, whether you're Christian, whether you're not, does not matter, that Sundays are a day for celebrating family, friends, whether you're relaxing, whether you're having a, blown out holiday. That is actually the first day of the week, and that really sets the tone. And I always correlated, while Sunday, where that's a big day, Saturday night into Sunday, a lot of people celebrate, go to religious, their church, their synagogue. And why is that? And I thought it brings us back to kind of preparing us for the work week, preparing us for our life week. and getting us on an even keel with the universe, with whatever that higher self, whatever higher being that you look to for guidance, for faith, for kind of really just putting you in that moment of goodness. So whatever that may be, we at Two Sisters hope that you had a great day yesterday. So really you have, I look at it as you have two chances to kind of really set the tone for your week. Your day of practicing your faith, whether it's Saturday into Sunday, and then, using Monday mindset as another kind of backup filler. So you've got two chances to set your week off with passion, with doing good, with helping others, but also scheduling time for yourself to make sure that you have all the ingredients for that recipe that's going to carry you out through the week. And with that, we wish you a great Monday mindset. We're super excited. We have a guest speaker? Is it tomorrow or Wednesday? Or maybe it's Thursday.
We have our guest speaker on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. See, I messed up already. I got to look at my calendar. That would help. But we wish you, so we will see you tomorrow back for Triumph Tuesday. What did you triumph over? I had a lot of people triumphing over Easter because of the dreaded Easter candy. For a lot of people, that's kind of like one of those Halloween type days where you've got all the peeps and the chocolate and everything's around you and you just want to eat it all. But I was happy to hear from some customers that were pretty excited about a new product line that we've got coming out and that were really excited. They got a couple samples of really how it helped them not have those cravings. So we're going to chat about cravings tomorrow. What did you triumph over on Triumph Tuesday? But with that, this is Carol Sue, AKA Naughty Boss, Lady Kayla, published author, with Two
Sisters. Hey everyone, it's Janis, aka Wellness Diva 5.0, Mindset Monday, 75 Hard. Go out and make it a good one, and we will see you tomorrow morning for Triumph Tuesday at 8 a.m. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.